be clear about this before we move on. And now the European Union is hosting an emergency summit. This was yesterday. The European Union is hosting an emergency summit in London after Zelensky botched the meeting with President Trump. And well, again, this is the kind of things. Europe, what is going on? And I'm going to tell you, wait a second. Wait a second. Okay. I'm going to tell you what is the problem here. The issue here, and I said that at the end, if you haven't watched my analysis, I'm going to kind of spoil the conclusions. I made sure to divide the analysis in chapters so you can follow chapter by chapter and go to the chapter that you want to listen to. That after that event, all these people began tweeting the exact same support for Ukraine, like simultaneously, almost simultaneously, and Zelensky was thanking him. He was in this Twitter spree, thanking them, like, immediately. As in, this was some kind of, set up from the European Union to keep the Russia-Ukraine war going. And I'm going to say it live. I say that on that video. I'm going to tell you. And today's terror attack in Germany, makes it, I would say, an example of what I'm going to say. I mean, these people have effed up their countries so badly, beyond recognition, with their unfettered immigration, with their, their attacks on free speech, their terror on the locals in favor of the abroadians. They have made sure to inject chaos in their countries. I don't want to generalize because Meloni was here as well. And Meloni said, to be fair, Meloni was the only one who said, we need to understand that we cannot allow the Russia-Ukraine conflict to divide the Western world. This is dividing us in a way that is unnecessary. And that division happened at the Oval Office on Friday. That's what happened. We saw that division in real time. So Giorgia Meloni from Italy, she's the one. She's got her head in the right place. It was a bit heartbreaking for me. I shouldn't have favorites, but it was, oh my God, what are you doing there? But she made sure to set the record straight. She doesn't agree that Europe can do this alone without the United States. And they should go with the United States terms. Maybe she didn't say that, but that should be the way to go. Because what is the other option? The other option is the other option is this. I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna jump to, hey, midget. We're gonna jump to this. Breaking. Macron says Europe may decide to provide Ukraine with hundreds of billions in euros at its emergency meeting on Ukraine on March the 6th. Hundreds of billions of euros. That makes sense. I'm gonna tell you, that makes sense from which point. That makes sense because these people have destroyed their countries, and these people have all their populations against them. They need some kind of united front. Oh, we need something outside of our countries. How you dare complain about the rapes and murders and terror attacks in our country on the streets? That is nothing compared with what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. That is the way that's the thing that they are approaching. That is the best way to distract from the chaos that they themselves have created. And for example, the UK, Keir Starmer, he He has had how much time? I don't know, 8 months. Has had all the time to fix whatever both parties have done. No, he made it worse. He has made it worse in so many ways. So yes, let's say how can we control the population? I'll tell them, as like they are saying that Ukraine is the new COVID. Ukraine is the new COVID. You have to stand for Ukraine, for all Ukraine, including Zelensky, even if the guy is an unhinged cokehead. You have to stand for Zelensky, no matter what. It's that simple. It's a distraction. They absolutely need that distraction. Wonderful picture. Europe united. Oh, like Avengers assemble, all that stuff. That is the optics that they're going for. That's the optics that they are going for. They want to make it seem like the EU and the UK are a mess right now. And they have been a mess for months. And why are they so desperate right now? I'm going to tell you why are they so desperate right now. Because since Donald Trump has been in office, Donald Trump in 30 days, with some hiccups, maybe we'll be talking about Pam Bondi and Kash Patel in a while. Donald Trump is essentially making Europe, all of Europe and the UK, look bad. This is that simple. It's that simple. Again, I am not a Trump psychopath. I'm just telling you the facts. Compared to what Donald Trump has been doing, only one thing, the easiest thing in this 35 days of Trump mandate, is getting men out of women's sports. And all these libtards are doing the exact opposite. They are doubling down on men in women's sports, spaces, everything. That's all what has been happening. The world is noticing. The world is realizing. It's like when the debate between Kamala and Trump. I remember that the debate because Trump told Kamala that you did not need a bill to control the border. You could sign that yourself. And everybody said, "Oh no, you absolutely need a bill. You cannot do that. The president cannot do that." What did Trump do? What happened with the border, with the southern border, with the border with Canada as well? What happened with the deportations? What happened with everything? Overnight, right? Overnight, people are self-deporting. ICE is working over. It has been like 95 drop in crossings. So did Trump need a bill? No. Did Biden and Kamala need a bill? No. So people are waking up that Biden and Kamala Harris were, well, the traitors, the scum that they still are, and Trump was right. So Trump is making Biden and Harris look really bad. How do you explain that as a Democrat? You can't. How do you explain that as somebody who lives in Germany or in the UK? What's going on in the United States? I want that. I want that freedom. I want some of that for myself. And then that's why the European leaders are saying we need something. We are willing to go full World War III. And if you don't believe me, remember what happened with the German elections. The CDU purposefully and literally lied to the public, saying that they were going to close the borders. And after they won, this guy, I don't remember his name, he comes out and says, "Hey, you know what? No, we really never said that." Spoiler alert. Yeah, he 100% said that. And he just walked that back. Get wrecked, Germans. It's that simple. That's what's going on with Europe. That's why they are using Zelensky for that. Oh, we need to rally behind Ukraine in some way or another. But guess what? Europe doesn't have the firepower. Europe doesn't have the money. Where are you getting those hundreds of billions from, Macron? I would like to know. Maybe you can tap into the Russian frozen assets, 300 billion. Maybe that's what you can do. And by the way, when we have another video here, another video I want to show you. Meanwhile, I need to mention that a Ukrainian drone swarm has hit the oil refinery in Ufa, Russia. It's more than 800 miles, like 1,300 kilometers from the front lines. So I don't know if this is escalation. But I don't think this looks good. I mean, what was my issue? I don't see the problem. What was the problem with the ceasefire? Oh, that Putin was not going to respect the ceasefire. With Trump, he did. Back then. With Trump, he did. And I'm going to play this video so we can see things more in context. Holy shit. UK Prime Minister Starmer proposes a new plan for Ukraine and wants Europe to up their economic spending, and says, I hope that economic spending doesn't take away from the bag that is for migrants, right? Oh, because we absolutely need that. That sounds like I had a, oh my God, I had an issue. That sound, you might have heard a beep. That is my energy backup. Something happened. I hope that they are not like hackers or something trying to hack me. Europe to up the economic spending, and says the UK are prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. It's about to become clear to the world that NATO are the ones pushing for World War III. Let's listen to the Starmer, the two-tier Keir himself. Okay, are you seeing me? Just in case, see, workspace. And with statistics, just make sure. There was a drop, right? There was a drop. Okay, yeah, please refresh your browser if you're seeing something wacky. Yeah, my connection dropped. All right, so let's watch this.
First, we will keep the military aid flowing and keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia to strengthen Ukraine now. Second, we agreed that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security, and Ukraine must be at the table. Third, in the event of a peace deal, we will keep boosting Ukraine's own defensive capabilities to deter any future invasion. Fourth, we will go further to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee the peace. Not every nation will feel able to contribute, but that can't mean that we sit back.
Yeah, no, not every nation will be able to contribute. Yeah, it depends. Please flip your pockets. Gentlemen, flip your pockets.
Instead, those
empty your pockets is a word.
Will intensify planning now with real.
Okay, I have issues again for some reason. Wait a second. I'm going to make sure just in case. All right, so some errors here with the network. For some reason, let me wait a second, see if it fixes. If you see that something is going wrong, refresh, reload. Okay, I'm gonna wait a second until this fixes. If you see the screen wacky right now, so refresh. Something on my end. Yeah, I don't think that is being attacked, but yeah, I don't know what being freeze. What I did was to kill the streaming on Rumble and on X and leave on YouTube. Yeah, so it's only we're streaming only through YouTube right now for reasons. So let's see if the bandwidth keeps up. Just make sure. Should be working now. Okay, let's continue.
The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air, together with others. Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace,
he said that Europe must do the heavy lifting
in our continent, and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing.
This must have strong US backing. Yeah, because the US is the one putting the actual money, the actual dosh. Wait a second. The United States is the one with the actual dosh. That's why they are saying
We're
this.
working with the US on this point after my meeting with President Trump last week. And let me be clear, we agree with the President on the urgent need for a durable peace. Now we need to deliver together. Finally, we agreed that leaders will meet again very soon to keep the pace behind these actions and to keep working towards this shared plan. We are at a crossroads in history today.
Totally.
This is not a moment for more talk. It's time to act, time to step up and lead, and to unite around a new plan for a just and enduring peace.
Well, I want to ask a question. I just want to ask a question. Why didn't all this happen while Biden was in office? They had like 3 years for this, right? Are they realizing right now that Europe must step up? Are they realizing now that something has to be done? Why didn't this happen, I don't know, like 6 months into the Russia-Ukraine war? Do you think that is a bit suspicious? I don't know if I'm being too naive with this question, but I'm realizing, why does Europe has to step up right now? Right after Trump became the president of the United States and made sure to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Why now? It's a bit odd timing, right? Don't you tell me it's not at least a bit odd. And there's another video, a more recent video of Starmer. Let me generate the subtitles. Make sure you have subtitles. I cannot help but think that yes, these people have been exposed in all their grifts. They're looking really bad. It's like Donald Trump and JD Vance called Keir Starmer to his face regarding free speech, because Starmer had the gall to say in front of the cameras that there was free speech in the United Kingdom. The same free speech that puts people in jail for Facebook posts, and which essentially is like the joke that somebody made the other day, is that you can punch somebody on the street and you get no jail. You tweet about punching somebody on the street, you go to jail. That is basically the UK right now. Oh, well, thank you, Jenny, for sending me this one. Here's the Starmer talking about the benefits of selling military equipment to Ukraine. Bernie Artemis for now. Wait, what? Has the Starmer just decided war is good for Britain's economy? All right, let's watch this.
We see clearly before us the test of our times, a crossroads in our history. So with permission, Mr. Speaker, I'll update the House on my efforts to secure a strong, just and lasting peace following Russia's vile invasion of Ukraine. Mr. Speaker, it begins in this House, where on Tuesday I announced the biggest sustained increase in defence spending since the Cold War.
On Tuesday, well, you know what it means. You have to shell more of their tax pounds for the Ukraine war.
A recognition of the fact that once again we live in an era where peace in Europe depends upon strength and deterrence, but also a rediscovery of the old post-war argument, long held on these benches, that economic security is national security. Yeah. Because, Mr. Speaker, the demands we now have to make of Britain must come alongside a new foundation of security for working people. The tough choices that we made last week, they are not done. We must use the process of getting to 3% of our national income spent on defence to fundamentally rebuild British industry.
My question is, again, I have a question. I always was the one with uncomfortable questions. You know me. You know me by this point. I have a question. Why didn't you ramp up this? I don't know, maybe, well, like 2 or 3 months into your own mandate? Why? Why now? Why is this happening exactly now? Why wasn't it last year? I don't know, maybe October or September. I don't know, maybe. It's things that I find so interesting. I find so interesting the timing of all
our
this.
Investment in military spending to create new jobs and apprenticeships in every part of the country.
But why do all the yeah? It's like he's speaking to zombies or something. Yeah. What is this? So eerie. Yeah. Are they stoned or something?
And that's why last night I announced a deal that perfectly symbolises the new era. A partnership with Ukraine that allows them to use £1.6 billion of UK export finance to buy 5,000 air defence missiles manufactured in Belfast. Mr. Speaker, that means UK jobs, UK skills, UK finance pulling together for our national interests, putting Ukraine in the strongest possible position.
What a second. You're a manufacturer. You're going to manufacture. Let me get this straight, because I don't understand. I will go full Columbo on this one. So you remember Columbo, right? Columbo made all these silly questions because I'm sorry, pal. I'm not understanding here. I'm not understanding. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not understanding what are the. You're saying that Ukraine, you're gonna build 5,000 missiles for Ukraine, right? And that is gonna generate new jobs, and well, that is fine, all right. And they say that Ukraine. Let me go back.
That's why last night I announced a deal that perfectly symbolises the new era. A partnership with Ukraine that allows them to use £1.6 billion of UK export finance.
Okay, Ukraine is gonna use 1.6 billion pounds of UK's money. And how are they going to use that money? Manufacturing missiles for Ukraine. So it's essentially that, yeah, it's the UK is putting the money, is paying for those missiles to send to Ukraine. All right. So, again, my question is, I just have another question because I don't get it. Why didn't they do this before? Why all this European rally they didn't do this before? Oh yeah, Europe has been doing this over and over and over and over, and that's what that is another topic that Zelensky was hell-bent on hammering at the Oval Office, that Europe has been, matching whatever the United States have been given. It was this. It was a bit uncomfortable. I did not mention that in my analysis, but let's say that if you are at the White House and if you are with the hosts that are going to help your people not get killed, then you don't begin praising Europe as in there's some kind of competition in here. Who has the bigger check, if you know what I mean, right? Who has the bigger check here? Europe or the United States? And you saw that Zelensky, on that 50 minutes, he said that like 3 times. Oh, Europe, thanks Europe. They're giving so much money. He even joked with Donald Trump about that. So that's what I'm telling you. That, yeah, it was a setup. That it was planned from the start. Zelensky was not going to sign anything. He was sent to either one of 2 things. Either to make Donald Trump accept something in front of the cameras, a thing that Trump was never going to do, or make it seem, be arrogant, trigger them in some way that they do something. And again, Zelensky ended up looking like an asshole. It's that simple. You can say whatever you want. Zelensky ended up looking like an asshole. And we could move forward on this and keep checking other. Oh my God, this is another topic that we need to add some levity. You know that Trump was adding some levity at that meeting. I need to mention this. Something that I tweeted. At least Zelensky has the support of the British Muslim community. That's a good thing, right? But this is a gesture we know. He's got the support of the British Muslim community. We see it in full display here, but to be fair, I need to be fair with King Charles. Queen Elizabeth II had to welcome Hugo Chavez, who tried to give her a hug, no less. All right? So I really can't complain about Charles doing his job. All right, so I cannot complain about this. Okay, this is a normal thing. As many people, well, I'm not gonna do the observation that many people were saying, but I'm just gonna do this so you can you know what is the observation that so many people have been doing. And well, my God. Oh, again, this is something normal, right? It's like if Queen Elizabeth would have done exactly the same. It's something normal. Again, if she received Hugo Chavez, I cannot blame Charlie for receiving anybody. What else do we have here? Okay. Lieutenant Colonel Tony Schaffer questions how Ukraine can sign a U.S. mineral deal after signing a UK mineral deal. On January 17th, Starmer and Zelensky signed a 100-year partnership for closer cooperation between their two countries on everything from defense and security to energy and infrastructure. So Zelensky had already promised the rare earth stuff to the UK before going into the White House, more than 1 month before. More than 1 month before. That agreement included a mineral clause which proposed a joint working group to maximize the benefits from Ukraine's natural resources and support the development of a Ukrainian critical minerals strategy. So what's going on here? How can Ukraine commit to a mineral deal with the US and the UK? And by the way, my question is, what is the UK going to do with those minerals? If you need to, we need to be very clear right now about this. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're into AI, if you are into chips, if you are into the new tech, all that, Europe is where all that goes to die. Europe is not going to do anything with that. The UK is not going to do anything with that. It's that simple. You need somebody, you need a country that can really literally exploit those resources in terms of AI chips. So you need a country with the infrastructure. And, well, let's say that the UK and the EU, they've got way too much red tape. They got way too many migrants to feed to be worried. How can we build AI chips? And I'm pretty sure somebody's going to pop up on my comments or my X saying, oh, Jesus, you're so ignorant. The UK is blah, 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 blah. My question still stands. What is the UK going to do with that? The UK, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go back to this. The UK is so happy with being, let's say, a welcoming place for extremists, right? That they are celebrating the Holy Month, and King Charles, being the Princess of Wales for so long, he did not say anything about Saint David, which is the patron of Wales. Jenny, please correct me if I'm wrong. Did King Charles say anything about Saint David, the patron saint of Wales? He being the Prince of Wales for ages? So that's what's really going on in the UK. That's what's really going on in the UK. So, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna sign this agreement with the UK. We're gonna look for what is this text of this agreement. UK, yeah, Jenny, thank you. Correct. He didn't. King Charles was the Prince of Wales for what? Like how many decades? I don't know. It was like 50 years, something like that. I don't know. I really don't know. And he was all this with Ramadan and the lights of Ramadan in London, and the packing of the dates for Ramadan, but not a word for the actual traditions of the UK. I don't know. Well, William did in Wales. Charles packed dates to celebrate Ramadan. That is the current state of the UK. I'm not gonna talk about King Charles right now because then the Royal Rogue is gonna. The Royal Rogue is holding my neck right now. I'm not gonna talk about King Charles. You can rest assured. Okay, buddy. Not gonna talk about King Charles. Okay, I know I know your stuff. I know that's your stuff. I know that you don't want me to talk about King Charles. Traitor. Oh, fuck. UK-Ukraine 100-year partnership declaration. What the fuck? We will all be dead by the time that ends. Supporting development of a Ukrainian critical minerals strategy and necessary regulatory structures required to support the maximization of benefits from Ukraine's natural resources. How is the UK with so much red tape gonna do anything with that? Nothing. Nothing. Through the possible establishment of a joint working group. So all it says is that what? No. This is all nonsense. And what is this?